Hello YouTube, my name is Nero and today some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare running around with the STG-44, and I seriously have a ton of STG-44 gameplay, and you'll be seeing a lot of it here in this video, which may very well serve as the first in a new series here on my channel, which I don't even know what to call the series just yet. Right now I'm kind of leaning towards Sunday Stories with Nero or Sunday Sit-Downs, or maybe if you guys have a different suggestion, leave it in the comments for me, because I'm bad at naming series. I really am. But the whole point of the series is every Sunday I just kind of want to sit back and just chat with you guys about stuff, you know, just ramble on about really anything, talk about the channel, talk about life, talk about my week, and just talk about things in general. And maybe you guys would be interested in that kind of a video series, and if anything, it'll be something that we could do every single Sunday, and I think that would be fun to have a new series on the channel. I also think it'd be fun to start making videos on Sunday, because it's been like a number of years since I started consistently putting videos out on Sundays. I think that could be like the first little topic here for this series, is why don't I usually post on Sundays, and why am I starting to post on Sundays now? So the reason why I never really post on Sundays was actually, there's a number of reasons. So going all the way back until I was like maybe 13 or 14 years old, somewhere in that age, right? That's when my parents got divorced, and it was the summer between my 7th and 8th grade year. So I was probably 13 or 14, right? I was right between 7th and 8th grade. I ended up moving in with my mom, whole new school, whole new town, the whole shebang, you know, everything. But even though my parents had like these differences that they couldn't really work through, I still loved my dad. I still love that side of the family and everything, you know. So I wanted to still see them. So we went out there every Sunday. We went back to my dad's house, and you know, we saw that side of the family and whatnot. And it kind of just came a little bit of a family tradition. Like the whole that side of the family would kind of meet on Sundays at my grandparents' house, and it was just kind of a thing that we always did. As I got older, we continued to do that, and I still continue to do that. I still go out there and I still see my dad and that side of the family pretty frequently, even though, you know, now I'm 23. There's nothing like handcuffing me like when I was 13 to going out there and seeing my dad and like having visitation and things like that. But I still go out there because I love my family, I love my dad and everything. But as you get older, you know, you don't see your family nearly as much. Sometimes you don't go out there. Sometimes you do some other stuff. And I always just kind of viewed Sunday as kind of like the day off, you know, because I've been doing YouTube full time here with NerosCinema and with Nero's Let's Plays for about 3 years now, almost 4 actually. It's about 4 years I've been doing this full time, and you know, it's sometimes nice just to have a break. And YouTube, don't get me wrong, it is the best job that I've ever had, and it probably will be the best job that I ever will have. I love it, and it's probably the best thing. It's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life, to be honest. YouTube is so ridiculously great. But as great as YouTube is, it's also nice to actually just have a day where you can kind of like completely relax. You know, it's nice to have a day where you don't have to really think about anything. To say, you know what, I'm not doing anything today. I'm not thinking about the channel. I'm not thinking on videos. I'm not editing stuff today. I'm not recording stuff today. I'm just gonna piss off and do whatever, you know, today. And it's nice to have that. It really is nice to have that. So that's always kind of the reason why I never post on Sundays. But when I look at a video series like this, where I just kind of sit down and it's like, hey, I don't really need to think too much. I've already got gameplay. Let's just sit down, put some gameplay on there, and just chat with you guys about stuff. And I think that's a really easy thing to do. Like, there's nothing really too difficult about this. And I figure, hey, we'll do that, even though I don't usually do stuff on Sundays, and it's kind of become a thing here for NerosCinema and Nero's Let's Plays that not usually see stuff on Sundays. Why not? We'll start doing a little series here on Sundays, and hopefully you guys all enjoy that. We can just sit there and talk about whatever. We'll talk about my week. I'll tell you guys about my week. You guys want to hear about my week? I had a fun week. Actually, it was kind of fun. It really depends on how you look at it. So this week I did a number of upgrades to the office. I ended up upgrading my PC, and I also upgraded my desk, which I love my new desk. This thing's freaking amazing. It's a giant desk. I think I have a picture of it that I could give you guys here, because I don't have like a camera or webcam. Heck, the camera I have is the camera for an iPhone 4S. That's how out of date my phone is. I don't use my phone for literally anything. I use it to text and call people occasionally, and I use it to check Twitter occasionally. I've just never been somebody that keeps up with their cell phones. Actually, a fun fact, before my iPhone 4S, which I got like 3 years ago, before that I had a BlackBerry Storm. Like not like the Storm 2, like the original BlackBerry Storm, which at the time, like the big selling point for the BlackBerry Storm was the fact that it like clicked when you use the touchscreen. It was revolutionary, guys, I'm telling you. So I've never really been someone that keeps up with phones all that much. So my So I'm pretty out of date, I suppose, when it comes to camera technology. But that's the desk. It's a giant wooden desk, which is something I've always wanted, right? I've always wanted like this giant desk to put everything on, because prior to that, I used a black desk. It was like a black L-shaped desk, which it did fit everything, but it fit everything at like an awkward angle, because I have, you know, a TV, and I would have 2 monitors, and I would have my, of course, my keyboard and my mouse. I'd have to have somewhere to put my computer, somewhere to put my Xbox 360, my Xbox One, my PlayStation 4. It's like, yeah, I have all this stuff here. I want a giant desk. And I ended up finding a giant wooden desk. Or actually, my mom found a giant wooden desk. She's a part of like all these Facebook things. I don't use Facebook for like literally anything. Like, it sounds sad. I hate that it's like this way, but I just really don't like the site as a whole. But like, I have a NerosCinema Facebook page, and the only thing I ever really use it for is to just, hey guys, a new video is uploaded. And even then, I forget to do that half the time. Like, I just don't pay too much attention to my Facebook page, which sounds terrible. I know it sounds terrible, but I just really, I just don't use it really that much. I'm not much of a Facebook person, but she's a part of all these groups on there in this local area. And there was this person that was looking to get rid of a desk, and it happened to be this desk, and it's in such good shape, and they wanted like $25 for it. And it's like, what? How? Why? I don't know, but apparently it sat in some guy's office for years, and he never actually used it for anything, and they just wanted it out of the way because it's so big now, and the desk is just too big. I'm like, a desk that is too big, that is a problem that is for me. I love that problem. I would love to have that problem. For $25, I will buy that desk from you. And I got it, and I love this desk. It's so freaking giant. I love it. I fit everything here. But what's weird at the same time is, as you guys I'm sure are well aware, because I made a video talking about it, I recently made the transition from using a television for console gaming to a gaming monitor, which, if you're wondering about the update on the BenQ monitor, I'm still loving it as much as I did for the first couple of days. It's it's really fun. I love this monitor. It is so nice. So I got rid of the TV, and I only have 2 monitors, so the desk actually has a lot of extra space on it, which is kind of nice, actually. It's kind of a nice little blessing, I suppose, because I can fit other stuff on here, like mainly drinks and stuff. I should probably clean off my desk, to be honest, but it's nice having a big desk. I really like my big desk. If you want like an update on the BenQ gaming monitor, if you're wondering like what monitor specifically that I'm using, I'll put a link to it in the video description. You guys can check that out. It's I like it a lot. I really do. I'm not affiliated. I mentioned it in the video. I'm not affiliated with BenQ whatsoever, although I would gladly take money from them to promote their products, because I'm really satisfied with my monitor. It's a pretty cool monitor. It really is. Updates to the graphics card. I did update my graphics card to a GTX 980, and before that I was using a 660. GTX 660, which was okay, but it was always kind of like a mid-range graphics card. Even when it was first released, it was kind of a mid-range card even back then. And so I upgraded to the 980 for a number of reasons. Number one is I wanted to have faster video renders, because if you guys don't know, you can use the CUDA cores on graphics card to render your videos a little bit faster. Number two is I couldn't run everything I wanted in like full ultra settings, like on PC when I play games on the computer and stuff. So I wanted to have that. It sounded awesome. So I got a 980, and it turns out, I think I mentioned this in a Dear Nero, but it turns out that for whatever reason, Sony Vegas, which is the editing software I use, for whatever reason doesn't read the newer NVIDIA graphics cards, and so as a result, my video renders have actually gotten slower, because it read my old graphics card. It doesn't read the new one, so I can't use those CUDA cores. Therefore, I can't render even faster, which really kind of stinks. But in terms of like graphics stuff, I run every possible game on the highest settings at 144 hertz if I have the ability to, and it is just amazing. I started playing Counter-Strike. I tried CSGO. People have been asking for me to play CSGO for ages now, and that game is a lot different than Call of Duty. I'll say that. Yeah, I'm adjusting myself in my chair here. My leg's starting to go numb. I'm sitting there like cross-legged. Like, is there a way to say that without being racist? We used to call it Indian style when I was in elementary school. Is that racist to say? I think it is. Probably is. I don't know. But I sit like that in my chair a lot. But sometimes, yeah, after you do that for a while, your legs get numb. But back on topic here, I end up getting that new graphics card, right? But the big problem with it right away, like it wasn't all just, you know, rainbows and sunshine right away. When I first installed it, which I am terrified of opening up my PC for any reason whatsoever, because I'm not much of a big tech guy, but it was easy enough, like uninstalling a graphics card, right? You pull the little pin thing, you pull it out. It takes really no time at all. So I put in my new graphics card, and I'm like, oh boy, I power it up, it lights up and everything. There's lights on the inside of this thing. Unfortunately, I don't have a case that can show off that kind of stuff, but the little GeForce thing lights up green. It looks so nice. And so I booted up. I'm like, oh boy, we're about to go, I don't know, play something. I don't know what yet, but we're going to play something. And first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to play Call of Duty Zombies on World at War. And I wanted to do it, one, to test out like my monitor, because I got them at the same time, to see what it was like in 144 hertz and everything. And I wanted to record some custom zombies, because I haven't played custom zombies in a while. So I go to do that, and literally the moment I shoot my gun, my PC powers itself off. Like, my PC could not handle anything that would happen because I didn't have the right power supply. Like, my graphics card took up way too much power. And so as a result, I had to get a new power supply. Of course, in the small town I live in, no place around here sells a power supply. So I had to go to Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie, Pennsylvania. You guys can Google that if you guys would like to. It is, it's a city right, as you guessed it, off the shores of Lake Erie. It is probably the biggest city in northwestern Pennsylvania. It's about 45 minutes away from here. If you guys know, I live in Pennsylvania. It's about 45 minutes away from here. And so I had to drive up there to the Best Buy because that's the closest Best Buy. Therefore, it's like the closest place that sells freaking power supplies. And so I had to drive up there, which I freaking hate. Can I just mention out here, like, I don't understand how any of you live in, like, major urban environments. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I've always grown up in a small town. I've always lived like this. And when I go to like a bigger city like Erie, which if you guys are looking at Erie like on Google or something like that, you'll be like, oh, this isn't nearly as big as the city I live in. I can't drive in that city. Holy crap. There's a street in that city called Peach Street. And how many lanes is there? I think there's 3 to 4 lanes, something like that, like in the city, and there's all kinds of lights, and there's turn signals, and there's cars, everyone's honking at you, and it's like, I hate it. Like, I seriously almost had a panic attack driving through there. Like, I didn't get into an accident. I don't even think I made any mistakes, really. But I hate driving in that big clustered environment. It is seriously like the worst. And I had to go up there actually a number of times. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you know about that. Because while I was up there getting my power supply, I'm like, you know what? I never come up here. I'm going to pick up a laptop, a nice, decent gaming laptop. You know, it was only like $500-$600, something like that. Like, it wasn't meant to run games on like Ultra. It was just good enough to run like Hearthstone and like Heroes of the Storm and stuff. And also I could be able to, you know, do my YouTube stuff on the go and whatnot. So that's why I wanted it. And so I ended up getting that, but the laptop itself didn't work. And it worked when I got home. But then it like shut itself off. I'm like, what? Turns out the battery in it was fried. I took it back, so I had to go back to Erie in a freaking thunderstorm just the other day. That was fun. And yeah, I go up there and I exchanged it and got a different one. And things been going good with that since. I actually really like my laptop. I never thought I'd be a laptop person. I never understood the appeal of laptops until I was just like watching television while at the same time watching YouTube, while at the same time eating food. It was like, okay, I get now why people like laptops. This is kind of cool. So, you know, I'm no longer am I kind of constricted to my office if I want to just, you know, browse YouTube or watch Netflix or do whatever. You know, I can just do it all from my laptop in the comfort of my living room or the comfort of my dining room or the kitchen or the bathroom if I would want to for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe I got sick sometime. I just want to sit there and watch YouTube in the bathroom. I actually got a comment, completely random story. I actually got a comment. It was a while back. So like, thank you, Nero, for making my diarrhea somewhat enjoyable or something like that. You like commented on like, I don't remember if it was Dear Nero or DNA Saturday or whatever, but it was just a really funny little thing, and it was like the top comment on the video. It was just really funny. It was just a really funny little comment that somebody left, which I like that. I like when people leave comments like that because I feel like the majority of the comments on my videos are, hey, Nero, hope you're having a great day, great video, so on and so forth. But rarely do I see comments that really kind of, you know, like can spark a discussion or comments that are supposed to be like really funny that people kind of get into and whatnot. And I like when comments that kind of involve discussion. I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm addicted to it, but I love feedback. I love feedback on videos. It is so, I don't know, something about it. Something about like making something, like creating something, in my case, it's YouTube videos, then having other people see that creation and having them judge it in one way or another and kind of give their opinions and stuff like that. Like, if you guys noticed yesterday for DNA Saturday, I tried out like a new format with DNA Saturday because we're going to be doing a whole new series with Black Ops 3. And to kind of tell it and fast forward, because I talked about it just yesterday, the series of Black Ops 3 is going to be multi-COD. It's going to be similar, I think, to Counter-Strike Saturday, Moab Monday, Moab Friday, DNA Saturday. It's going to be similar to all of that, but it's going to feature multiple Call of Duty games. Right, it's going to be Modern Warfare 2 nukes or Black Ops nuclears. Black Ops 1 doesn't have nuclears. Black Ops 2 nuclears, Black Ops 3 nuclears, Modern Warfare 3 Moabs. Did I say it already? I may have. Chem strikes, DNA bombs, all that stuff. Like, just throw it all together in one series. That way there's going to be a ton of variety, right? And every week I pick out the best stuff. I'm trying out a new format where I can try to promote the person's channel more during the video rather than just at the very end of it. Trying out new graphics for it, trying out a new way of displaying their channel rather than saying, hey, they're a Call of Duty channel, which, if I could just be perfectly honest with everybody here for a second, I think one of the hardest parts about doing a series like DNA Saturday is trying to promote other people's channels when so many people out there do the exact same thing. Like, how many times, if you guys actually watch all the way to that part of the video and don't just click away after the gameplay is over, how many times have I said on DNA Saturday, oh yeah, they're a gameplay channel that posts DNA bombs. They don't usually do commentary. They don't usually upload very often, but when they do, it's a really good gameplay. How often have I said that? Because that's like 90% of the channels that submit stuff for DNA Saturday. Like, nobody seems to be doing anything different. And it's so hard to try at the same time be like, yeah, this person's a really good guy. He submitted this gameplay. He's a great player. But the videos that they make, they're just the same as everybody else's. I feel bad saying it that way, but because if I look at myself and my own videos, my own content, you know, I think it'd be pretty easy to compare the stuff I make to a lot of other YouTubers as well. So it's so hard to try and promote people's channels and try and like testify as to how they're different or how their videos can kind of be different from other people's. I find it difficult trying to promote people in that respect. So I'm trying out different ways of being able to show off people's channels in my series, because I've done these series forever. You know, Moab Monday, Moab Friday, back in Modern Warfare 3, which to me, thinking about it, Modern Warfare 3 wasn't that long ago. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, right? Do you guys know when Modern Warfare 3 was actually released? Because I don't. I'm going to Google it real quick. Modern Warfare 3 release date. It released on November 10th of 2000. No, it's Modern Warfare 2. Oh, did I type in Modern Warfare 2? I did. That was in 2009. Okay, November 8th of 2011. That's when Modern Warfare 3 came out. 2011, guys. That was a very long time ago. Doesn't seem like it, but that was a really long time ago. So I've been doing series like that here on my channel for just ages now. You know, a series where people submit gameplay. I talk about their gameplay, give opinions on the map, give opinions on the guns, talk about the playstyle, the class setups, you know, all that kind of stuff, and talk about their channel and try and promote their channel, try and give back a little bit. It's definitely a very nice community feel to it. I've always loved that aspect of it. And so every game that kind of had like a hidden kill streak, we would go ahead and we'd make a series out of it, because it was something that people could go for and strive for and compete to see who can get the best ones. And it was just always kind of a fun thing. And I wanted to continue that, but I want the new series to be more than just Black Ops 3. You know, Black Ops 3, while I'm sure it's going to be a great game, I don't feel as though seeing people get a nuclear is really that fun, because it's like, oh boy, look at that medal they just got. Whew! I don't understand medals in Call of Duty. I really don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Why? Like, it's nice to see, oh yeah, cool, I got this medal. Like, Heroes of the Storm, game I play. It's a Blizzard game. It's a Dota-style game, similar to League of Legends, similar to, you know, Dota 2. But it's all Blizzard characters and whatnot. It's like my MOBA of choice. I actually play a lot. I was playing it just before I started recording this video, in fact. And in that game, they have a little thing called Hero of the Storm. If you go on a 20 kill streak in that game, a big thing will pop up like Hero of the Storm, and your health bar is like all on fire, letting everybody know how great of a streak you're on and whatnot. It's really fun. I got a bunch of them. I don't mean to brag, but I've got a bunch of them. And it feels so good whenever you get one. And so, in some respects, I can see how that is kind of nice, but in Call of Duty, it's just so forgettable when you get a medal. Like in Black Ops 2, if you get a nuclear, like, woo, I got the nuclear. It's more of like a bragging rights to your friends thing, rather than you just achieve something really in-game. You know, there needs to be something, like, make the screen freak out, make the whole screen start shaking, and have David Vonderhaar himself pop up on the screen and go, nuclear! Then suddenly I'd be into it. Suddenly I'd get into the idea of having a nuclear medal. That'd be freaking fantastic. But obviously it's not that. And I think it'd be more fun to have a series where, well, yeah, we can include nuclears if people get that kind of stuff. And if it's interesting to watch, we can make good videos out of it. I think it'd also be fun to revisit Modern Warfare 2 nukes, Modern Warfare 3 Moabs, you know, chem strikes and DNA bombs. And just every week having people submit gameplay that they get. And wherever I feel as though it's the best, or if I want to go with a specific theme that week or what have you, we feature that stuff. I think it would be fun. I'm testing out a bunch of different overlays and whatnot, things we can do. If you guys remember back to DNA Saturday, it showed up on the screen. Like it was a little banner and it had red there and it had a DNA bomb on the side of the screen showing the player's channel and whatnot. I would change the colors of that and change the DNA bomb to like a tactical nuke. Could make the banner overlay like yellow to go along with the tactical nuke, or make it green to go along with the Moab, or whatever. It just changed around different aspects of it. I'm really looking forward to it. I know I said it'd be short with this, but I'm really looking forward to it and how we can change things. And I think it could be a very fun series. I would definitely like to hear your guys' suggestions and ideas for that, because at the end of the day, it is a community series. And so I think the community itself should have some input as to how the series is going to be made and how the format should go and different ideas that you have. Like, I want to have like the perks and stuff on screen. Like when I talk about the class up and stuff, I would love somehow for that to show up on screen. Like maybe I can get like an overlay or something. I don't know how it would do it, but the idea of like being able to have it so when I start talking about like the perks for whatever game we're on, because keep in mind, it's going to be multiple games. So, I need to be able to interchange these very easily. Comparing Modern Warfare 2 perks to, and then for one episode, then going up to Ghost for the next video. I want to be able to have this, all this stuff could be easily interchanged, but I would love for an overlay of some kind where I could be like, hey, so these are the perks that we're going to be using in the series, and this is the stuff that he's using in the gameplay, and just make it easier, make it the best audio as well as visual experience as humanly possible. And speaking of audio, I noticed on the last episodes of DNA Saturday, the videos that went up yesterday, I had so much trouble with my microphone. So don't get me wrong, I freaking love this house. Like, you guys know, I just recently moved into a new place almost 2 weeks ago, something like that. So far, I've been loving it. Like, I love the neighborhood, I love the neighbors, I love everybody here. Everything about this place has been fantastic, with the exception that, for whatever reason, this street, even though it's not like a main street at all, just for whatever reason, loud vehicles love to drive past here. And so as a result of that, typically I have my microphone gain very low, to a point where I'm almost deep-throating my microphone just to freaking speak into it and have it pick up my voice. So as a result of that, sometimes, like, I go into my audio software and I edit things around, and I turn up the gain on it inside the software. That way it works out usually in the end. Basically, the long and short of it, I suppose, is I record very soft and I normalize it to make it louder, and somehow that makes it so it doesn't pick up the sound of cars and stuff driving by, and it's usually pretty good. Well, I had some problems with it with this week's episodes of DNA Saturday, where for whatever reason it was picking up a ton of background noise, like a ton of humming in the background. I couldn't remove that humming without just completely ruining the audio file itself, and that was just a whole ordeal in of itself. And I may be looking at a new microphone where I don't have to do this little process every single time. But yeah, YouTuber problems, man, I'm telling you. But at the end of the day, yeah, I love YouTube, because if that's like the worst of my problems is trying to find a fix around sometimes noisy vehicles driving around the street, then I typically have a pretty good day. And for the most part, I just want to thank you guys, because I've had so many good days in my life, and I think the majority of them have come while I was on YouTube, while I've been making videos here for YouTube. YouTube has seriously been such an amazing thing. It's made it so I've been able for almost 4 years now have an amazing job, and tens of thousands of amazing fans that show up and just watch the videos and enjoy the content that I put together. It is seriously just one of the best things in the world. Like, I just moved into this new place. I love my house. It's awesome here. I have my health. I'm actually, as a bit of a health update, I've always been a really skinny person. Always been super skinny. Like, in high school, I was about 6'3", 160 pounds. That's about what I was in high school. That's when I was, doing football and everything. So I was already kind of a tall and skinny person for the most part. Well, after high school was over and I didn't have, like, I wasn't working out anymore. Like, I wasn't doing football. I wasn't doing sports. I wasn't, like, eating as much because, I don't know, I just wasn't finding the need to eat as much, I guess, because I wasn't doing sports. I wasn't being as active. I ended up losing a bunch of weight. I was down to, at my worst, I was like 6'3" and like 130 pounds. Like, I was freaking bone skinny. But over the past, I'm going to say 6 months or so, I've really been kind of working to try and gain weight and to try and put on weight. Like, I haven't really been working out much, but I've been trying to make it like a point of reference to try and eat more and just try and be a little bit healthier, you know, walk around and stuff like that. Like, I don't go to the gym or anything, but like just trying to exercise here and there, trying to eat more, which is usually for people, it's like eat less, trying to get healthier. But for me, it's like try and eat more, try and put on some freaking weight, you know. And I've actually gotten up to a pretty healthy weight. I'm actually about between 185 and 190 is kind of where I fluctuate right now. And at 6'3" for a 23-year-old guy, that's actually a really healthy weight. It's actually a really good weight as compared to, you know, the 130 that I was at my worst. And so I put on a couple pounds, and it feels good actually, because I'm not so freaking skinny. I don't feel like malnourished like I used to. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me. Like, I wasn't anorexic, I wasn't bulimic or anything like that. I never really ate. That was just the thing. I would eat like one meal a day, and then I was just never hungry. Never. I would drink a lot, like not alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. I would drink a lot, like tea or pop or water or whatever. You know, I go on kicks with my drinks. Do you guys go on kicks with it? Like, for a number of years, I drank like nothing but iced tea. Like, that's all I ever wanted to drink was just iced tea. Like, it doesn't matter if it was like Brisk or there's like I don't know if it's a nationwide brand, but it's called like Deja tea or something like that. Like, basically iced tea with like a little bit of lemon to it. I love that stuff. For a couple years, I just lived on Gatorade. Gatorade, Powerade, like that kind of a drink, just lived on it. For a while, I lived on just like soda or pop, whichever you want to call it. Recently, I've been kind of on kind of a tea kick again. I've started going back to tea, Arnold Palmer tea specifically. It's freaking amazing. It's like half iced tea, half lemonade. I drink it like water, man. It's amazing. But I go on kicks, I suppose, with my drinks. But yeah, I was always drinking stuff, you know, when I was, even when I was really, really skinny. But I never really put on weight. I just didn't eat very much. But recently, or over the past 6 months, I should say, I really started eating a lot more. And as a result, I'm actually gaining weight and I actually look healthy. My face isn't as like sunken in. Like, I look like a skeleton. Holy crap, I was so skinny. And yeah, so nice little health update, I suppose. But as I'm looking at the timer here, I think that's probably a good place to end off here for the first episode of Sunday Stories with Nero, or Sunday Sit-Downs, or I don't know what to call this series, guys. Let me know in the comments what I should call this series if you guys have an idea for a name, because I would be more than happy to take that, because, well, I think Sunday Stories is a nice name for a series, but I don't know if I like it. You let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? What should I call this series? I don't know. It's completely up to you guys, and would you guys like to see more of this? Should I actually make this a series where I just kind of sit down and just talk about whatever comes to mind every single Sunday? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.